Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode on Thoughtful Leaders, an initiative under thoughts on education by College Dunya. College Dunya is one of India's leading education portals, catering to students, parents, and education industry leaders who are seeking information on exams, cutoff, student reviews, or applying to college. Thoughts on Education initiative is to enrich the user experience at collegedunya.com and try to bridge the long view gap between the vision of top management and the students or parents. Today, we have with us Dr. Sitara Shetty, Principal of SM Shetty College. Welcome to the show, sir. Would you like to give an introduction about yourself as well as the college?
Thank you, Mr. Meet.
Yeah.
I am the principal of Bensanga's SM Shetty College of Science, Commerce and Management Studies, Hawaii. This college was started in 2008 with just 240 students on roll. And after 12 years, we have 2,435 students on roll in a gap of 12 years.
Yeah.
And we offer 6 undergraduate programs: BCom, Banking and Insurance, BCom Accounting and Finance, BMS Management Studies, BSc IT Information Technology, and BMM Mass Media. Post-graduation, MCom in Financial Accounting, MSc IT, and we have even PhD program duly approved by University of Mumbai in the field of commerce.
Okay, sir.
And in the first cycle itself, college has secured A grade and so many other academic credentials. So this in brief, the introduction of my college.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So can we start with the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on with the interview, my first question to you is that you have held key positions at education institutes throughout your professional career. So what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education field?
Okay. I have put in more than 38 years of my service in the field of higher education. And I am a teacher not by chance but by choice.
Okay.
And I have become the teacher by choice and not by chance. And I had served in various capacities. The HOD of the Commerce Department in my previous college, currently the principal of Bensanga's SM Shetty College. Now here, education is a very, very noble profession. We are dealing with the human beings and we are nurturing and developing and training the young minds of this great country. And in nutshell, I'm going to say that a teacher is going to touch with a teacher or a principal or an HOD 3H, and it is called as 3H philosophy.
Okay.
One means the head, second is the heart, and the third one is the hands. What do you mean by head? You can change the mindset of the students. You can change the thinking pattern of the students. And we can bring the students into the mainstream.
Okay.
And ultimately they will become the responsible social citizens of this country, which is the need of the hour.
Yeah.
Yet is the feeling. Feeling is very important. Without feeling, education is incomplete. And so therefore, feeling towards the family, feeling towards the society, feeling towards the nation, this is also very, very important. What do you mean by hands?
Okay.
Nothing but the actions. Actions, what do you mean? After graduating, they are stepping out. And whatever they are going to do, and definitely the education is going to influence them. With one sentence, I will complete this question, Mr. Meet.
Yeah.
I take the students when the age was 17, both boys and girls. 3 years of transformation during the graduation. I always say that because of our system, because of our culture, because of our education, all boys of my college should step out as gentlemen, and all girls should step out after 3 years as ladies. This transformation should take place. So this is what the leadership is going to give.
Okay, sir. So moving on to our next question. Being the principal of Manchanga Institute College of Science and Management Studies, what is your philosophy of leadership? Or how would you describe your leadership style?
Okay. Coming to the academic leadership, it has evolved over the time. Okay. I believe 2 to 3 principles. One is leadership by example. And if my teachers are coming at 7:30, I should be there in the college at 7:20.
Okay.
So whatever I expect from my teachers, whatever I expect from my students, I should be the first one to do that. I always say that I am the first among the equals. So therefore, leadership by example. Second is, I strongly believe what Mahatma Gandhi advocated about the leadership. And it is quite simple but very effective. What is that? Be the part of change which you want to see in others. Others means my own teachers, my own students. If I am going to say that this must be changed from tomorrow onwards, I am the first man to do that. This is what I mean by becoming part of what I want to see in others. Therefore, leadership by example and what Gandhiji advocated. So this I follow. And one more thing is understanding my teachers, understanding the background of my students. Number is 2,400 plus. This is very important. For example, 2,400 students, what do you mean by that? They are coming from 2,400 different socio-economic, political, cultural background. Without understanding them, I cannot exercise leadership. But one thing, very cautious point is that I will follow all these things, but I will not compromise with the discipline and code of conduct of the college.
Okay, sir. So moving on to our next question. Any insights into how your college could be more welcoming to the students of different races or economic backgrounds?
Okay. Now, initially in the beginning, 2008, the catchment area of the college may be 10 kilometers. Now the catchment area may be 20-25 kilometers. Even though the college is situated in Powai, I draw students from Dombivli and even Kalyan also. I asked the question, why you are coming from far distance places? They said, after joining this college, our personality will change after 6 months or 1 year because of the kind of education you provide, the kind of skills you provide. Now coming to your main question, race and all that, we follow 2 to 3 things. One is gender sensitiveness. And one more thing is, we are democratic in nature, in decision making and all that. Very, very democratic. And we are not bothered about the caste, creed, nothing. All are belonging to human race only. When you say the human race, the caste system will not come at all. So therefore, our motto is, Mr. Meet, expansion of the facilities and all that. Second is important, which is inclusion. Inclusion means underprivileged from low social strata of society. All people can come here. There is no such a discrimination at all.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So moving on to our next question. The education systems in India and other college and foreign countries are structured very different. So in your experience, what can the inbound student gain from studying here in your college?
Can you repeat the question, Mr.
Yeah, I'll just repeat the question, sir. The education systems in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently. So in your experience, what can an inbound student gain from studying here in your college?
Okay, so it is a good question. Once upon a time, people from the world used to come to India for education, Nalanda Vishwavidyalaya and all that.
Yeah.
if now people say that the education system in foreign countries is different, India is different. Yeah, to a certain extent we can agree. I think this problem we can overcome when the new education policy 2020 will be introduced in India. One point. Second point is that my intention is education is nothing but the sum total of what we impart in the college. It's not only the academics, it is the skill development part and exposure of students to the ground realities as well as introduction of the students to the realities of the world. So when we introduce our students to the contemporary realities of the world, I think our students will definitely stand out, and this kind of education should be imparted.
Okay, sir. So moving on to our next question. What do you think should be your college's top priority over the next 10 years?
Okay, top priority for the next 10 years. Now, change is taking place very fast in the entire world.
Yeah.
Socio-economic, cultural, yeah. And we have to prepare the students for this change. We have to prepare the students for this change.
Yes.
And we have to implement the new education policy rigorously. And it is activities based. And there should be exposure to students 360-degree level. So therefore, not only the academics, whatever there, the best in the students, you should be taken out, it should be refined, it should be updated, it should be polished. So they would become the global citizens, and the employment arena for them is not only in India, the entire globe. Therefore, we have to prepare the students in that direction. This is the role and responsibility of my education for the next 10 years.
Okay, sir. So moving on to our next question. What do you see as the college's greatest strengths?
Can you repeat the question?
What are the college's greatest strengths?
Our college, yeah. Now, my strength in a very short span, ranging from 240 within 12 years, 2,435, itself speaks the greatest strength of the college. 1 point. Number 2 is that I have space constraint, otherwise the number would have crossed 3,000. Now, not only academics are going on in a very disciplined way, more than that, what the present day world requires, or what the present day corporate world requires, or what do you mean by the industry academia gap, we are filling that gap and we are providing that. Therefore, when our students step out of the institution, they are exposed to 360-degree level of growth and development. So we will be getting the jobs. And this is the greatest strength of my college.
Okay, sir. Moving on to our next question. What are some of the biggest challenges that you see for both higher education in general as well as for your college?
Yeah, the biggest challenge for higher education is, for example, we are offering the traditional degrees, BCom or BA or BSc IT, etc., traditional courses. Employability of these students is, I think, around 15% only, and around 85% not employable. And this is the biggest challenge. And what is happening? We are just dealing with the academics and all that. Practically, it is very minimal. Therefore, the biggest challenge today is to make the students they are practically applicable, and to change the mindset of the students, not only job seekers but job makers.
Yeah.
The start of all these things. So this is the biggest challenge, and it is not only 95%. They should possess what you mean by graduate attributes, environment sensible, gender sensible. They should absorb the change. They should be readily employable. And one more thing is, which is lacking, is when they step out, there should be a blend of old values and the modern values with our students.
Yeah. So that brings us to our last question. What are the suggestions that you would like to give to the current youth?
Yeah, current youth. They are brilliant, no doubt at all. They are called as millennials.
Yeah.
And they are tech savvy. Today, leadership means not only a mass follower, leadership means knowledge, skill. Equal important is technical savvy. That's very, very important. Very, very important. And they should dream. And Abdul Kalam has said they should dream big and not small.
Yeah.
Dreaming small is considered to be sin. And they should overcome two enemies. This is the enemy for me to you also, Mr. Meet. What are the enemies? One is arrogance and other one is complacency. Arrogance, I will define in a different way. Arrogance means I can understand, but I refuse to understand.
Yeah.
And I resist all possible changes. If I have this tendency and I am an arrogant principal, or complacency means enough is enough. No, enough is not enough. When you overcome these two enemies, I think we can establish what we mean by culture of excellence. And my students should establish that culture of excellence. They should be the greatest dreamers, and they should follow the practical dreams, aspirants, and finally, they should become responsible citizens of this great country. And they must have not only this one, what is called as the job income, their social perspective also, to what an extent I am useful to the society. So this I want to impart this kind of value system to my students.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. This was certainly an answerful session. So everyone, this was Dr. Shikdara Shetty, Principal of SM Shetty College, on the episode of How to Lead This, an initiative under Thoughts on Education, the college in London. Thank you, sir, for giving us your valuable time speaking to us. We look forward to interact with you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Meet, for providing this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.